Warning! This podcast contains bacon. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Legends. Season 3, Episode 3, Zari. I'm your host, Dom. Joining me, Nikki and Rachel. How's it going?
It's going.
It's going?
Mm-hmm.
So what did you guys think of this episode?
Oh my god.
All the questions!
No, can
No
Nate
one
like
answers!
This? Can Nate be like this every episode?
Right?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yes, he
He's
can.
fucking hilarious!
Will he? Probably not. But yes, he can.
He's a great comic actor. I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
God, he's hilarious.
That's why, I came into the season not liking him because he was very nerdy last season, and it was, as much as it was annoying, it was more entertaining than him just being like, oh, look at all the buff I got now. I'm Mr. Steel. It's like, no, stop it. Please. But this episode made me so happy with him. It was so good.
It kind of brings right. You know what? He is goofy. He is that goofy. I love it. Forget.
Yeah, but Amaya turned into a sleepwalking spider.
That was creepy as fuck.
That was so freaking creepy.
I was like, ew, 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 ew.
I was waiting for Mick to come in with some bug spray.
Oh, something.
Fire
I
and hairspray.
when Stein was like, "Don't wake her, you're not supposed to," he was like, "Nate's like, why not?" It's like, dude, she's on the ceiling. What do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah.
I was taking down years.
I don't know. All I can think of is that scene
years.
from Step Brothers. No, you can't wake a sleepwalker, and then they just beat the crap out of their father because he tried to wake him.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I was
gosh.
waiting for Amaya to wake up and turn into a lion or a rhino or something like she mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Cleo and I talked about this a little bit on the Arrow podcast. We were talking about how everything so far looks like it's actually going to that future we saw in the episode Star City 2046. It looks like everything is pointing to that actually happening, because this is taking place 4 years before the Legends go there, and them releasing all the metahumans kind of would make everything into uproar that. But everything is kind of pointing in that direction.
It's gonna be different though, because what's his face, Vandal, was part of 2047. I'm
not saying it's going to be exactly.
No,
but
I know.
Everything is pointing to that.
So
Yeah.
instead of
Disaster.
Vandal and his army, it's gonna be Argus being complete douchebags. Is the way it's gonna be different.
I mean, and even Mick was like, when he walked, he goes, "My bar." What?
What did they do to my bar?
This is 4 years before it was your bar, dude. But yeah, I was like, okay. And then they were like, in 2021, metahumans were outlawed. I'm like, okay, that's
2042. Oh, no, 2021. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 2021.
They went to 2042. Yeah.
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 2021.
Not only were metas outlawed, but religion was as well.
Yeah. So I was like, that's only a couple years. That's kind of scary.
It's only a few years from now. Boy.
Yeah.
It's 4 years
I
away
wonder.
from us.
Yeah.
And it was only 4 years from the episode Star City, 2046. So yeah, this is how it starts. And it's and all of them, I don't know about Flash, but all of them, they've had little things where they point to, this is what's going to happen. This is kind of where.
Not so much on Flash, but I know on Arrow, Ollie supposedly hanging up the Green Arrow suit and it's getting passed on to Diggle. And in the episode of Legends last season, we see that John Diggle Jr. has taken up the mantle of the Green Arrow. And so it's really starting to lead into that now.
And Slade went to go see his son, and his son was the antagonist, the villain in that episode. So yeah, everything has seemed to be going. It's like, ooh. He's
Yeah.
being funneled right into
and then also, I guess, on Arrow with Felicity and Curtis working together, that boosts up Felicity because she took over the building in that episode as well.
Smoke Industries.
Smoke Industries. So this might be the lead into that. So yeah, it seems like a lot of what's going on Arrow right now is shaping into the future of this. But here with Seattle 2042, they went to we have the anti-meta curfew, on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because not only are metas illegal as of 2021, but they're being arrested, all this kind of crazy stuff right now. And, we see Argus is no longer like a secret military operation. Argus is just patrolling the streets and doing all kinds of stuff. And we see Kuasa attack the Argus truck. Alex Macked into the truck. And
Alex Mack, oh man.
yeah, you like that.
And I thought Kuasa was cool already.
And then, she wants to kill the prisoner that they have, but the prisoner ended up escaping, which we later learn is Zaria Tomez. She's not really too significant to me right now, but Gary, meanwhile, reports Code 99, which is, something to do with female meta.
Unauthorized metahuman.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Or an unauthorized person with power.
Yeah.
Someone they don't know, basically, that has power. And they're like, what the heck's going on? The whole entire episode, I'm like, Gary just needs a boot to the head. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I really like Gary. Really like Gary.
Such a fumbling idiot.
I like him, but sometimes you're just stupid.
Okay. They build up the Time Bureau as well-seasoned and well-trained individuals, and then there's Gary.
I don't think Gary is supposed to be a field agent.
I don't think so either. No. I think he's a paper pusher. He's a pencil pusher. Even
as a paper pusher, he's pathetic.
Yeah. I don't know. I just find it hilarious. He's a bumbling idiot. It's kind of funny at some points, but then at others, it's like, really, Gary? Like when he called the bureau on them, and then, how did they know we're here? Wait, Gary, it's like,
yeah.
And then who are you more scared of?
Yeah, because they were helping Zarya along, and they were tracking her down. Zarya calls in the drone, the Argus drone. She hacks into it, calls the drone in, and then makes herself invisible on the drone. And then she flees to, as Rachel mentioned before, Mick's bar.
And Mick couldn't shoot anything.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let him shoot anything. He was kind of pissed about that.
Yeah. But Kuasa shows up at the bar. So we get this nice little bar fight scene. And then, they go back to the ship and they talk to Zarya. And she mentions that she has a brother that she wants to break out of prison. And Mick's like, prison break? I'm in. And I just like, really?
I was like, yeah, they did it. They did it.
I was like, that's fantastic. Fantastic. So they go to the prison, and this is where Jack sees that they're running experiments on metas. And he's like, no, I'm not having any of this. So he releases them all. Zarya, in the meantime, steals a necklace, which she believes is just an amulet. Turns out it's not. Her brother died protecting the amulet. Argus stole the thing, so there is no brother anymore. But she fled off and used the powers of the amulet to fly to this meetup spot that she had, but nobody ended up being there. So Ray shows up.
They really played on your heartstrings though when they opened up the cage, because the first ones out were kids.
I thought it was just the kids' ward for a second.
Yeah, same here. I was like, yeah, stop. Just stop playing on those, because that's not fun. That's not fair.
Yeah.
No. But it's like, oh my gosh, they're doing. What are they? If they're really, experimenting on these kids and stuff, that's just horrible. It's like, what the hell happened to Argus?
Well, there's been rumors of government experiments on kids for how long?
Like, what do you think Stranger Things is about?
I
That's
haven't
based
watched
on that. You know,
Yeah.
it's based on experiments with the little kids and
Hmm.
stuff from like the 60s and 70s and 80s. And, you know, there's been rumors of the government doing that forever. It's not to say it's true, but, you know,
Mm-hmm.
there's no evidence to support it, just claims. But yeah, Ray goes and meets up with Zarya,
Sorry.
tries to get her to safety, and this is when Kuasa shows up. And I'm like, okay. Shit's gonna go
She
down.
doesn't taste very good.
No,
No,
she
she
doesn't
doesn't.
taste very good.
Get the water fingers down her throat, down his throat rather.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And he was like gurgling too, and I was kind of like, oh, stop.
It's like that's all you have to say after you get. She doesn't taste good.
So Sarah's on the phone with Ava Sharp and wants the coordinates for where Zarya and Ray
Ray.
are. And she's like, yeah, I'll give you the coordinates. Hold on. And then they just like zip off. And I'm like, oh, this is bad. This is bad. So the Time Bureau goes and chases them, and they're having like a light speed getaway battle.
Still getting shot at.
Yeah. And all their rear deflector shields go out, so Sarah turns the ship around because it's the only part of the ship that can still take damage is the front of it. And she decides to play chicken with the giant Time Bureau Star Destroyer.
Well, she knows. I think she knows Ava was gonna jump because Ava's not as hard ass as she is. She's not gonna risk her life. She's not that type of person. Where, on the other hand, Sarah is. Sarah will risk her life. She's risked her life so many times it's like second nature to her. She does. She goes, and you know, and I don't think Nate would know the difference, even if she was risking anyone's life, because apparently he likes broccoli, and you know,
Oh my god.
and then the whole entire time Stein's being this big old ass stick in the mud. I get the fact that he's like upset because he really doesn't want to be there anymore. He wants to be back at home.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to be there at all. And he's making it very clear that he does not want to be there without like saying, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
But I like broccoli.
Yeah. And while all this is going on, they are trying to figure out, Stein and Nate are trying to figure out what's going on with Amaya, right? And Stein is all consists that there's, you know, a scientific aspect to it. And I think this is how they're going to write Stein out of the show, because we know Stein is leaving soon.
The actor, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
And they're having this whole mystical, not scientifical debate kind of going on. And when it pans out that there's something science can't explain, I think Stein is going to feel like there's nothing more he can do.
Yeah, he was feeling like that this time. And you know, he was just like, she's like, it's mystical. It's not, well, it's all bound in something. He's just going on. She's like, no, you're not listening.
Yeah.
And that's what she, you know, said to Sarah, I'm finally getting your mansplaining, what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Which was true. It's what they were trying to do the whole entire time. But I think the only one that listened was Nate.
Yeah.
Because obviously.
So I feel like
reasons.
Stein is just going to feel like I have nothing to contribute to this team anymore other than being half a Firestorm. So I think they're probably going to look into a way of transferring Stein's powers off. If they do, I don't know. Who are they going to do this with Zarya? They're going to make Zarya the other half of Farms? Yeah.
Zari?
no, Zari is her powers are very much like Amaya's. So
They're connected. We don't
they're
know.
they're connected. I mean, it's a religious kind of like back in the history ancient thing of Zari's background, where Maya's is her background. What I think they're gonna have to do is they're gonna have to go find another compatible meta to Jackson, like they did for Jax and Stein, when they substitute Ronnie out. So like, I don't think Zari has anything to do with Stein's plot. It's all Amaya.
Okay.
And that's how they're going to get Amaya off the show, is because of Zari.
Maybe.
Also.
I don't know. I don't think Amaya's going anywhere right now.
Not right now, but eventually it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because, she has her destiny, so that the Vixen that lives in the present, an Arrow, exists.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, but she doesn't have to go back for another 30 years to,
They don't know when time's going to solidify.
As long as she goes back for 5 minutes, she can come back again,
Yeah.
It's just like being a Canadian living in New York.
Yeah.
As long as you go back for a couple minutes, you can come back again.
No, that's not how it works when you get the card.
You just dance on the border. Like at weddings when the conga song comes on.
Work that way.
When weddings, when the conga song comes on, you just do that back and forth across the line, just weave through it like a snake.
They've done a lot of weddings, huh?
Yes, I have. So Nate comes up with the idea that he's gonna get Gideon to synthesize this mystical, magical.
It's root. Herbs.
Yeah, this root. To create this slumber-induced toxin kind of hallucinogenic.
It's like
that's gonna send. Okay? Yeah, that's gonna send her on a vision quest. So Nate decides he doesn't want to just straight up give this to her. He's got to try it on himself first to make sure it's not lethal. Well, that went well.
He made the whole episode for me.
This hallway is so huge.
Just watching him try to fly the ship to pick up the legends.
He's like, why does my face feel like it's peeling off?
Hysterical. No, he's sitting there screaming, "It can't go any faster, Captain!" And Gideon's just like, that's just the engines idling. You're not moving.
He was imitating Scotty.
Scotty, yes.
From Star Trek.
Yeah. And it was just hilarious. It was like, sometimes you got a look. I wish we would have got more look at what he sees. It would have been hilarious. We did a little bit when he was like, at the helm. It looked like it did look like they were going fast. And she's like, Nate, yeah, the engines are still idling.
Yeah, Gideon was really good this episode too. Yeah. She got her sass in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I loved it.
Yep, but Amaya, on the other hand, her vision quest went as expected. She's in a jungle, which is called the World Between Worlds. She learns that the totem strength grows when her threats become more powerful. And she has to trust in the totem, not resist it. And that's how she regains control.
Yeah, she has to run beside the totem, not against it.
Yep.
It's like everything else. The harder you fight against something, usually the harder it fights back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so upon learning this, she's now able to go help Ray and Zari down below at the rendezvous point. Mm-hmm. And this is when Amaya and Kuasa get to face off. Right? And
Kuasa knows.
Really surprised because they don't recognize each other. They don't recognize each other. But
I bet she died before she was born.
But Kuasa recognized the amulet.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, she did say, I could kill you, but I'd just be killing myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, if she killed her, then she would just be killing that whole bloodline.
Yeah.
After her.
I mean, if Kuasa was born before Amaya...
I think it's Amaya's grandma.
But if she said, if I kill you, I'm killing myself, then she's born after Amaya.
No. I think it is... I think it's Amaya's daughter and Mari, the current Vixen's grandmother.
Mm.
That's what I think. I think it's the current Vixen's grandmother. Because I'm not exactly sure, because the way it portrayed in the comic versus the way it is here is a bit different. So,
I don't know. It's confusing.
But Amaya is the current Vixen's grandmother.
Yeah, that's how that
is. So how could this other chick be her grandmother too?
I mean, if she could be a different type of like on Daddy's side, maybe. I don't know.
We don't know about the daddy. We don't even know. For all we know, Amaya gets pregnant with Nate's kid, and that's how it all starts.
Amaya is Kuwasa's grandmother.
So Mari and Kuwasa are the same. They're not the same person, but they're both the granddaughter of Amaya, so they're sisters, they're cousins or something. They can't be cousins if they're both.
Kuwasa is Mari's sister.
Oh my lord. Okay.
She's the evil one, all right?
She's the one that didn't get the totem passed down because it can only go down to one. So of course she's going to be a little bit like resentful or something.
Yeah, she's the current Vixen's sister.
Okay.
That's what it is. So yeah, if Kuwasa kills
Amari, she'd be killing herself.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yes. So Kuwasa flees.
Yeah.
That might be one of the reasons why Mari got put up for adoption or left, because they were afraid that her sister would come looking for her and looking for the amulet.
Mm.
But this is when Amaya realizes that Zari's necklace is not a necklace, it's a totem.
Mm-hmm.
And it's somehow connected to hers, but she doesn't know all the details yet.
No one does.
So they invite her to come back to the ship and become part of the team, because leaving her there is too dangerous right now.
Definitely. I mean, when Zari and turned on the thing, it turned on Amara's too.
Mm-hmm.
And it shined like a freaking flashlight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It looked like it was blinding Nate.
Yep.
But then again, he was still high as a kite at that point.
I think it's working.
And she's like, wake up, wait. He goes, no, shh. You're supposed to be quiet. No, open your eyes. They were supposed to. No. She's just, everything. He was finally doing everything she told him to do.
See through my hand.
Yes.
Your face. I want your face.
Jackson's like, no, let's not touch her. It was hilarious.
It was fantastic.
It's like, Jackson, don't touch her.
Like, for you guys, you were going crazy over Nate, during this whole episode. For me, the highlight of this episode is when Gideon called Ava Sharp a bitch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, definitely.
That was the highlight of the episode. I was just like, oh my god, that's fantastic, Gideon. Yeah, and then we get this weird, like, little scene at the end from 1988 where we meet young kid Ray Palmer in Ivytown, 1988.
Right. Did anyone at first get like an ET vibe with all the kids on the bikes and they're chasing him?
I did not. I got a Jumanji vibe, actually.
And then when he's in the tunnel, I got like an It vibe.
Yeah, I felt way more connected to Jumanji, where all the kids beating up him at the beginning of the movie with the bikes and all that.
Very much ET
So
vibe.
all their baby selves were placed back into the right timelines?
Yes.
Okay. Because I got kind of confused a little bit because I forgot that I kind of thought they were still at that special house where Rip was, brought up and stuff. I'm like, wait.
No, put them all back.
Okay.
They put him back.
So I mean, what do you think this means for Ray?
I don't know who's trying to get him at his young age.
I feel like he's gonna have a new pet.
It's a clown.
Think like Beethoven when the kid's getting picked on and Beethoven's like, no man, and he goes after the kids and chases them down the street. I feel like whatever this thing is kind of gonna have the same kind of feeling.
I almost felt like it was a baby Grodd, but we know that can't be possible because Grodd was in the Flash's cage in season 1, and he only became like superhuman self-aware thing because of the particle accelerator. So as a baby he can't talk.
I have a feeling,
but I felt a lot like it was baby Grodd at this point.
I had a feeling that it might be mechanical, And I think it might have started Rey's love of.
It seemed pretty organic to me.
But I don't know. I think it's from the future. I think this might start Rey's love of.
It's definitely an anachronism. Definitely. Because unless Rey has repressed this as like a memory and stuff, it's definitely not of his time. Then.
I don't know. He might not think it's very significant, kind of thing. But I don't know. I had a feeling the way it sounded and stuff. I don't know. It sounded very kind of mechanical almost. It didn't sound like anything I've ever heard. So.
Yeah.
Well, if it's like an alien,
it
could sound like anything.
Well, the next episode is called Phone Home.
E.T. called it.
So.
Of course.
The legends learn that Ray Palmer will die because they broke time, causing them to race back to 1988 to try and save his life. When they arrive, they're surprised to learn that young Ray Palmer has befriended a time-displaced baby Dominator, putting him in harm's way with the government and the Dominator's mother. New to the ship and missions, Zari must find her place and learn to trust the team. Meanwhile, Stein begins working on a secret project on the ship, which makes Rory and Jack suspicious. Okay. So I think the secret project is how to de-link himself.
I don't know. This whole episode, I don't know if you ever guys got Mick, I think, likes Zari a lot.
Well, he's impressed that, she planned this prison break, and he's like, oh, well, she fooled even me.
He likes her a lot. And he's just like, he didn't want to leave her there. He's like, why did you want to come back here? And he's just like, all right, let's go. You're coming with us. He was just, I was like, oh, yeah, cute.
There was very little resistance from Mick about Zari, that's for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He was following Sarah's orders almost to a T this episode.
I don't know. I have a future ship that is going to enrage Nikki, but I ship Rip Hunter and Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah, Grodd wears the pants. Poor Rip. He's going to be in two. He's literally going to be ripped in two. That's a short-ended. It can happen because that means Rip's going to die.
That is so sad.
We still don't. Rachel's still the only one here that likes Rip. The only one.
I do.
You guys have anything else for this episode? No.
I think we covered everything. I mean,
I wish they blackmail Nate with tapes of him saying, I like broccoli and things like that, so that they can get out of chores and be like, I'm gonna show people this. Oh, that'd be great. But I don't think they had the time to do that.
Nikki, where can the people find you?
On Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Excellent. Rachel, where can the people find you?
On Twitter at VikingWitch76 and on Twitch at VikingWitch.
All the legends. We can't find you anywhere. You can find me down below at Fana. I pointed to them like they're next up.
They're gonna talk to you now.
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOME.
Are you taking that? Are you taking that synthetic hallucinogen?
Yes, PHENOMEDOM. And you can find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, right here on YouTube, and coming soon to twitch.tv /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. Till next time, see you guys later.
Oh, hell yeah.